Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Welcome to. Let me just. Yeah. Um, that just doesn't need to be in. That'll do. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Yeah, Rogan. Hope you're well. Hope you're all good. I mean, not that we're being British and talking about the weather, but it's been slightly damp. Welcome. We've got lots to talk about this evening. Lots and lots to talk about this evening. There's lots coming up, lots happening. I feel I took a little break from the rolling news for 36 hours because I had lots of other things happening in my life, my real life. And when I came back to it yesterday lunchtime, it felt really strange, really strange that there was so much going on, and now it's sped up so much that it's almost impossible to hold on to. And I just looked at it. The Trump had happened, and more Andrew stuff had happened, and more Labour Party had happened. And I was thinking, holy Jesus, I was only away 36 hours, and look at all this that's going on. Anyway, I'm going to talk about it tonight. There's lots to talk about. Karen Booth says, hello, Rev, and all you wrong'uns. Looking forward to the live. It's going to be another great one. Thank you, Karen Booth. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Terry Walkfit, welcome to the body of the Kirk. Stuart says, good evening, Rev. Hope you're well. I watched the Mark Shaw interview last night. Really enjoyed it. Now I'm hoping to enjoy some more randy rollicks tonight. Brilliant, Stuart. Welcome to the body of the Kirk, sir. Sir Andrew James says, great interview about JFK. Be interesting to know what secrets Monroe took to her grave. All of them, Sir Andrew James. All of them. I mean, she was banging both Bobby and JFK. But there was rumours that he was going to propose marriage, or somebody was going to propose marriage, and we didn't find out who. So, having, just before I uploaded it yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah. I thought maybe I should give it a quick look. And I did, and I thought we didn't get anywhere near Marilyn Monroe. It was all JFK and Dorothy Kilgallen. But there's still enough in there. And if you want to know who shot JFK, not who shot JR, you can go and have a look at the Mark Shaw interview. It's there for you. It's about 70 minutes long, and it has some very interesting facts. Mark is a great presenter. He's just, his knowledge is amazing, and his book, Abuse of Power, is available from the 5th of December. That's his new book, in which he talks about all the stuff that he talked about on the interview. So you can kind of get a preview of what the book's all about. And I will have a look at the book as soon as I can. And in other news, I'm going to start reading the Giuffre book, because when the mainstream media don't cover it virtually at all, when the main news story keeps being Andrew, well, should we get into that? We'll do that once I get past 7:30. So Andrew James, welcome to the body of the Kirk, sir. Sandra, the blade. That flashing blade. Sandra, welcome to the body of the Kirk. I thought you were playing Sheffield Wednesday today. Was it today? Or was it tomorrow night? I can't keep up with the footy at the minute. Hi, Adrian. 3 good reasons to be happy today. Beating your local rivals by 3-0 feels great. Wonderful, Sandra. I've told you. Playoffs, man. Playoffs. And local rivals, well, there's only one. December 14th. I think it might be a Sunday. I'm not sure. But either way, you'll be able to tell by my mood, because Derby's between the Barcodes and us. And it's at the Stadium of Light. So, I mean, even though they won yesterday, and we lost against bloody Fulham, man. That's very warm. So December 14th, back in the Premiership, taking on the Barcodes. Let's wait and see. And there'll be others. As soon as I get on it, we're live, there'll be others. If we win, be like, oh, right, okay. And if we lose, it'll be like, So I know how it feels, Sandra, but I am so glad that you are another win under your belt. It'll not be long. Not be long. You'll be in the playoffs. Just take a look where you are at Christmas, and then it's all downhill. The running. That's what most sides do now. They just kind of look at Liverpool buggering about. Is it 6 on the bounce? 7 on the bounce? Nobody's good enough to go win all season. But then again, Arsenal did beat Spurs 4-1 this afternoon. So, welcome, Sandra. Napoleon Bonaparte. I'm looking forward to watching the take on JFK. Thank you for that, Rev. And a happy cold Sunday to you and the whole congregation of wrong'uns. Yeah, it is cold. It is cold. Oh, and we're dog sitting again. So if you hear the barking, they're outside. Oh, I haven't got the window open. They're outside. So they're here. The little munchkins. And we're looking after them till Wednesday. So tonight and tomorrow, you hear any barking, it's not me. Napoleon Bonaparte, is it time for the networks to bump Oak Island? Another season of nothing upcoming. It shouldn't be renewed unless they find something, anything other than a nail. I am watching it, Napoleon Bonaparte. I am watching it. I've watched all the season. What season are we up to? 13. I've watched for the last 10 odd years them find absolutely bugger all. And as you well know, young Napoleon Bonaparte, in the beginning they were sending divers down, and it looks like gold. And then all of a sudden, the Canadian government decided to give them some money and wanted to know exactly what they were finding, because it might end up being they find something, they've got to give it to the Canadian government. So all of a sudden, we just it's Gelly and his beatman machine finding feck all. And they've done all kinds of bits and pieces. They've bought virtually the whole island. So I'm with you, Napoleon Bonaparte. Bump it. If they don't find anything this season, they're taking the absolute proverbial out of it. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, TV series from Canada. It's called The Curse of Oak Island. Seemingly, they're now virtually settled on the Knight Templar theme or theory. That the Knight Templar or some French family or somebody, Portuguese maybe, well, definitely European, buried this massive tranche of gold and valuables and manuscripts that could be Shakespeare that's never been seen before. I think it'll be a bit sodden now, but now they've gone down into a deep cavern. From what I saw this week, I haven't finished it off, but I'm with you. I'm losing the will to live. Napoleon Bonaparte, welcome, young sir, to the body of the Kirk. Tom Harney's evening all, as a wrong philosopher once said, a great googly moogly. It's a technical term, both hands. And as Mikel Arteta said, get off our land, 4-1 up the Arsenal. Very funny, Tom. And Paulie Galtieri, evening, Paulie. I've missed you the last couple of lives. Good evening, Adrian. You're wrong, and hope you've had a good weekend. No, we got beat 1-0 by Fulham. It was a horrid, torrid football match, if anything. Louise Sampson, evening all, you're wrong. Evening, Louise, and Paulie Galtieri. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Andrew James says, anyone seen the video by Paz 49? A lot of Brits have given up on the UK. Starmer did say we were free to leave. Imagine the tax deficit. Oh, aye, the rich uns. Oh, they're all buggering off. They're all legging it. They've all had enough. I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. We are going to talk about Robert Reeves and Big Black Hole. It's not getting filled anytime soon. Well, not by me. Mad Matt UK, good evening, Rev. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mad Matt UK, to the body of the Kirk. Johnny Ray, good evening to all ye wrong'uns in the body of the Kirk. Is anyone else wondering why it's already taken almost 6 months for the Fun Boy 3 trial? It seems something is afoot. Isn't it next year? I thought it was January. Yes. Well, they'll just say there's a backlog. But I think Sir Andrew James has said something quite pointed. Has Starmer taken any more AIDS tests? I mean, at the time, it was like, oh, everyone should be taking AIDS tests. And everybody went, what the fuck for? We don't know. Well, we know what we know. We don't know what we don't know. And all I can say is, Why did Queer Starmer take any AIDS tests? I've no idea. I mean, was he just wanting everybody to take AIDS tests? But there's I mean, we're not shagging African monkeys or anything, are we? No. So there's no reason. Try explaining that one. Pillow talk to the missus. Oh, darling, what kind of day have you had? Well, I was very successful in starting an AIDS campaign. What? Yes, I took an AIDS test today. Why? What you been up to? Oh, nothing, darling. No. Don't believe the mainstream media. No, nothing whatsoever. I just decided to start a new campaign that was thought up by my advisors, and I just thought, well, I would do that. Why the are you taking an AIDS test? Oh, darling, I'm just, the great unwashed. They might just need to take a test. I'm just running a campaign. Yeah, right. So, has he taken any more? Or has that all gone up in flames? See what I did there? I'll wait for you. All right, bloody hell. Aidan. Greeting, Adrian. According to the latest reports, there is talk about cancelling trials by jury because of the backlog. Really? Some bewigged sitting there going, no, we don't need a jury. No, just me. So I've, no. They will. They'll try anything because it's always in their favour, never in ours. I think in not common law. I can't remember the title of it now, but you are allowed a trial by jury. You have to be, but they'll change it because they don't. Obviously, you can get sent to jail for a meme, for a Facebook post, and you don't get long for shagging and raping kids, do you? No, you get more for Facebook posts. BBC subscription only, thanks. What? Enigma Blue? What the bloody hell? You been on the vodka again? Phil the Van, can he take an autism test? Oh, he's getting everything. Every test, he'll come up positive. Civil law, that's what I'm thinking of, Stuart. Thank you. So civil law, you are Magna Carta. You are to be tried by a jury of your peers. Magna Carta. So they want to get rid of that then. I mean, I've been into the House of Lords and Commons, and in the House of Lords, in the King's or Queen's or the Monarch's changing room, there is a copy of the Magna Carta right next to where they sit on some, well-heeled seat. If you ever go to the House of Lords in the what's called the King's changing room, you go in there and there's an original copy of the Magna Carta just to tell him, oi, Bonnie lad, don't be getting any ideas. What's that, BD? Hang on a second. You're all at it tonight. Oh, Marcia Thomas is back in the body of the Kirk. Welcome, Marcia. Due to his recent fall, perhaps Starmer needs mobility aids test. Oh, that's very good, Marcia. Did you see him? Like, and there was it not 10 Downing Street trying to say, no, stop social media. Don't be showing the Prime Minister tripping over. Well, what can I say? He's not tripping over his tongue, that's for certain. Certain? New word, Adrian. Louise Hampson, has Keir read the Magna Carta? He bloody hasn't. Well, he used to be in the CBS. Why would he need to read the Magna Carta? They just prosecute anybody they want. Reg D says, can you demand a trial by jury? It's in the Magna Carta. Of course you can. Keir too busy writing open letters to his son, a.k.a. John Lewis Christmas advert. I mean, can you... I did see it, and I was like, this is so insincere. This is so set up. And now he's come out today. Not out, obviously. That will never happen until the Fun Boy 3 have been jailed. So he said, ask the missus. Somebody was saying to me the other day, why on earth did she marry him? I think you'll find it's 4 letters. It's at the beginning of her name. It's called Lady Victoria Starmer. That's why. No, I know. Phil the Van. So anyway, Starmer. What was I going to say? He looked like an arse. Quite likes that. Two Tier does a cracking impression of Biden. Yeah, it was. He shit his pants now. Phil Levan says, Adrian, do you know anything about the gate or gateway in the sense of training kids to be psychic? I'm aware of remote viewing. I'm aware of. I'm not aware of them training kids to be psychic. Is that CIA again? Because they're always up to stuff, funny stuff. But tell me more, Phil Levan. I'm intrigued by it. It was a load of rollicks, says Matthew Whedon. You can have trial by combat. Oh, fancy that. Oh, yeah. Bread and circuses. Got to mention that in a second. So, right. Thank you to everyone that's now ensconced in the body of the Kirk. Some tippy-tappy feet's just gone near Big Mike, size queen. So why aren't a lot of people having the jury like Lucy Connolly? Because they might be pleading guilty. Don't need a trial or a jury if you're pleading guilty. Congratulations to Karina. She says, hi, Adrian and all. My daughter's 28 today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Karina's daughter. Robert Norman, he'd trip up too many times. We're just waiting for the fall. Perfect. I agree with you completely. I looked at it and I thought, number 10 Downing Street are asking everybody online not to post a video. And then everybody went, oh, he doesn't want us to post a video. Bing! There you go. Another one. Oh, bless him. But as I was trying to eloquate at the beginning of this, that just being out of the news cycle for 24 hours, and it was Friday. I was out of the game on Friday. And I just thought, oh, they're going to cancel loads today. They're going to kill loads of stories on a Friday afternoon. Normally between 2 and 5, or it's like whack-a-mole. All the stories disappear. And then it starts again on Monday morning. But Trump's had a go this weekend. Oh, interesting. Are we talking about Cheap Trick? I Want You to Want Me. Yeah. Great band. Great live band as well. Oh, Lionel has run out of Battenberg. Oh, no, Lionel, you better drink more altar wine and don't forget your piles cushion because Sister Mary, who is complaining bitterly, pun intended, she's complaining bitterly about how this is blighty. It's November. How can it be so bloody cold? My pussy is freezing. And I said, hang on a second, Sister Mary, what do you mean? Your pussy's frozen. What happened to Big Dog Dick? She said, oh, no, me Big Dog Dick's fine. Me Big Dog Dick's in front of the fire at home. Paws in, nose in, loves it. Open, roaring fire. But, well, me cat's not very happy that they can't go outside in the rain. They don't like the bloody water. So, it's a thing. Sister Mary's pussy is freezing and Big Dog Dick's in front of the fire, so hogging the flames of the heat, as dogs do. It's a doggy do. So, right. Welcome to the body of the Kirk. Welcome to the theatre of mind, theatre of the mind. I'm getting excited, so my words are tripping over themselves, a bit like prime ministers of this here parish. And it's live number 262 this evening. Now, I don't know about you, but have we sort of been here before? 3 days before a new budget? You do know that the budget has had to go in front of the Office of Budget Responsibility, the OBR, 2 weeks ago. So the OBR knows what's in the budget. And you know how Robert Reeves, yeah, Rachel from accounts, Rachel the landlady, has been trying to, well, trickle the news to us so that when we get to Wednesday and she stands up, we go, oh, well, we knew about that, and it's not a shock. That's what they do. They feed us the information, so when they stand up, everybody goes, oh, I'm aware of that. But if they don't and we get a shock, there's rebellion. But I'm going to ask you a question. It's not for you to answer, but I know that you're awake. I know that you're alive. I know that you are seeking truth, and this is the pulpit of truth from the body of the Kirk. So I'm just very curious as to whether your parents were engaged in the world, or were your parents not really engaged by the political process or the big state or the military-industrial complex? Did they have many conspiracies to hand, apart from maybe JFK or MK Ultra or the American government, the CIA, doing tests on people of a particular ethnicity and giving them syphilis. Operation Paperclip and all kinds of operations. The Americans, they're not well. All I can say is the military-industrial complex in America is not nice, not nice at all. But were your parents awake? Were they aware, or in my view, most parents were just trying to do their best by you, given their own circumstances and given their own raising or upbringing. But I will, and I have done this many times before. I've told you about the lockdowns 5 years ago. You do realize that in March, in sort of 4 months, it will be 6 years ago. That's how quick things are moving nowadays. But now we've gone from lockdowns and the jibber jabber to the climate crisis today in 2025. But COP30, we've got the wealthy using aviation fuel and diesel to fly around, whilst sipping champagne, eating caviar, or bumming a rent boy, whilst telling us to scrat about in the dirt to eat bugs. Hang on. That's a little unfair, surely. We've got nothing, but we're happy. And look, before anybody says anything, whatever your sexual predilection, I don't care. I really don't care. But what I care about is lying. Lying is the worst form of human behavior. In my view, lying is just abhorrent. And when you've got these people standing up, because it's male and female, standing up in front of the camera and saying, oh, yes, I'm a happily married man with 2 kids. And then he's off to do some dancing with somebody else. It's the lies that does them, because nobody trusts a liar at all. So whether they're sipping champagne and caviar, I don't care. If they're lying to me, I poke their bloody eyes out. I'm not going to tell you what with, but it's effective. So we already know that we're going to own nothing and be happy. It's a war of attrition. It's good versus evil. It's man versus AI mimicry coming to a computer or iPhone soon. But it's always a prison. It's always a prison that we can't see. Always a prison. Until it's too late. I've already told you that the digital ID card is going to be rejected. But the infrastructure is already there. And I was having a conversation yesterday about, that we were being told that we were going to be forced to have smart meters for our electricity, for our gas. Remember that? When we were told, then all of a sudden the government went, well, no, too far. And it was only yesterday, I'm supposed to be intelligent, seemingly, but it was only yesterday I realised that was the start of digital ID. That was the start. Because once they've got control of your energy, they can do what the hell they want to you, and you have no recourse whatsoever. Oh, you're going to chat back to the energy companies, are you? Poof, we're switching it off. But I need the gas to warm myself during winter. We don't care. Just die. We don't care. Neither does the government. Government doesn't even love you. We'll get to that later. That was the start of the digital prison. And now we've got Black Wednesday. Well, it would be black because it's Rachel Reeves's haul. But if you look at it, and this is why you're here for truth, if you look at it, it's hoax after hoax after hoax. And the conspiracy theorists have never been wrong. You can take the mickey as much as you want. You can wear your tinfoil hat as much as you want. But the conspiracy theorists have never, ever been wrong. Just remember, a hoax, JFK after a hoax, Robert Kennedy after a hoax, Martin Luther King, bit of a shagger from the papers I've seen. Didn't say that back in the 60s, did they? The system purely is constructed to benefit the political classes, the parasitical classes, as I call them. It's fiction and fantasy. They're saying it's fiction because you're a conspiracy theorist. And we know it's the political classes' fantasy. We get bread and circuses. What do they get? Fun Boy 3 and nothing's done about it. Or a $3,000 bed if you're Angela Rayner, $2,500. 2,500 for her bed to go in her flat. Because, well, she didn't really like the other one. What did she do? Wear the fucker out. And look, you know this. Britain is no longer that great. Trump the magician telling us they're free, as in America, land of the free, and that it's the American dream. Think you'll find it's more American nightmare. I mean, how did they manage to fool 8 billion humans, mankind, I mean, virtually total mankind, 5 and a bit years ago in March 2020, or if you're in China, December 2024? How did they manage to fool a lot of people? Didn't fool me. I knew there was a game afoot. But those that knew the answers were silenced. And there was the first clue. The first clue. And now that you have this understanding and this context, you know the mainstream media, this is not the mainstream media. This is truth. This is truth from the pulpit of truth. You don't get this in the Sun or the news channels or the fake news BBC. And I can say that now because we know what they've been up to via Panorama. So those that knew the answers were silenced. But were you one of the ones that rattled your pots and pans on a Thursday night? Oh, the NHS, yeah, we're clapping. I've got the NHS clap. Don't worry, it's just a fortnight. They'll give you some tablets and it'll be gone. You rattled your pots and pans thinking you were going to save the NHS. The NHS didn't need saving. According to the reports I'm now reading, the inquiry. Have you noticed how that was squashed? The output from the COVID inquiry. None of the papers are reporting it. Well, they did a little bit, and then it's dead. They released it on a Friday, and then it's dead, and you didn't even catch that it had come out. Not out, obviously. So you rattled your pots and pans, thinking you were going to save the NHS, flatten the curve, save the NHS, flatten the curve, save the NHS. Flatten the curve, save the NHS. Well, what happened? Consultants got fat and rich on your lack of good health. And other people got promoted. It's the Peter principle. You always achieve your level of incompetence. I mean, do you think in 2025 Jesus is going to return to this shitstorm? I mean, can you imagine? He's not going to come back to a paradise of milk and honey. I mean, stuff that coming back, malarkey. The last time that crucified the poor bugger. He's not even sitting on 3i. He's like, lads, turn the spaceship around. We're not going to go and see them again. They'll think that we're gods. We're just little green men with an attitude. So let's go. Last time I went down to see them, man, bloody hell, the crucifixion. Oy, that was painful. And then coming back, I became the Christ. Because I was risen again. I've been to those parties that just give you a blue pill. I mean, if Jesus came back, can you imagine what our glorious leaders would do to him this time? They're all bloody Satan worshippers. Can't have him here. Can't have any goodness here. No. Hey, oi, Jesus. Hey, Zeus. Yahweh. Fuck off. Distraction after distraction after distraction. I mean, have you been reading the newspapers about the rapist in Strictly? Didn't think you did. And Simon Cowell, I mean, he's not who you think he is. It's all telly lies. Oh, it's just television, Adrian. Just ignore them. But home truths. The media's controlled by the Americans, man. I mean, they've had a president that was assassinated by his own side. Now, 62nd anniversary yesterday. That's why I put the Mark Shaw interview up there for you to watch. He's been completely forgotten about. Lee Harvey Oswald, it was a patsy. MK Ultra, it's real, Van Oors. The youth now, bless them, they're all anxious due to, in my view, no boundaries and recreational illegal substances and just getting off their tits. I mean, now they can't even pee straight because they're on so much ketamine, bless them. But conspiracies abound. Why? Because JFK and the magic bullet, seemingly, he was shot by some bloke 6 floors up in the joke depository, as I call it. And, how did the magic bullet go past him, turn round, do a 180, and then come back and shoot him in the front of the head? Lee Harvey Oswald was behind him 6 floors up. How did he get shot in the front of the head? I mean, Bobby was shot in the back, but Sirhan shot him in the front. How these magic bullets? I mean, I'd love a whole load of them. Not that, guns are legal in this country, because they've got these magic bullets that defy the laws of gravity and physics and do things that, well, they've never ever done before or since. What about man on the moon? Now people are going, well, show us the footage. Oh, we haven't got it. What do you mean? You're NASA. Have you not got it archived? No. What about all the data that you had from your computers? I mean, there's more processing power in my phone than the whole of the NASA computers that got man to the moon and back, seemingly. Don't get me started on 9/11. I mean, look at World War I. World War I was about saving the banks. And every war since then has been a banker's war. Lovely money. Tony Blair. Do you want me? Anthony Charles Linton Blair. Charles Linton, Bow Street Magistrates. Google it. You'll find it. Tony Blair. Look, he stood up in the dispatch box. Clear and present danger. 45 minutes. Saddam Hussein's going to fire a rocket. 45 minutes later, no more number 10. We should have introduced Saddam Hussein to Guy Fawkes. But Blair said, out of the mouth, said he had weapons of mass destruction. Dr. David Kelly says, no, he hasn't got any. Tony Blair's still alive. And then there was absolutely, categorically, no sexing up of documents. None. So are we the clowns? Or are the clowns actually in 10 Clowning Street? Remember 5 and a bit years ago? The jibber jabber was 95% effective at injuring. Look at all the stories that are coming out now. Look at how Big Pharma has disappeared. They're not putting their heads above the parapet. I mean, under this government, you'll get longer in jail for a Facebook post than for raping a child. Vanity and Botox, where everyone has the same lips. All their faces are frozen. It's not like frozen or anything, but just it looks, can't move. Can't move. Is that natural? And there's the world's most trusted broadcaster. Broadcasts fake news about Donald Trump. Just don't mention the £5 billion in compensation. Oh, that story's gone. And now we find out today children as young as 10, they're said to be jabbed with puberty blockers. What the actual is going on in our world? Why are they doing this to our children? And I am very sorry for any parent that's having to navigate this with young children. Jibber jabber. Jab with puberty blockers as an experiment by the NHS. Go and have a look at it. It's online. I'm not lying. It's the same old, same old. Look, your government loves you. So long as you don't change the system, so long as you allow them to stay in power with that in the trough. Because that's what they're doing. I've told you many times before, this is how you are. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it. This is how it works. The politicians get elected and then they are at it as quick as they can, as hard as they can. Oops, Fun Boy 3 again. And they just send it abroad, bring it back into their trouser pocket. They come into politics ostensibly without a pot to pee in. And they leave multimillionaires. How does that work then? Just asking for a friend. But your government loves you. Go back to sleep. Your government loves you. Look, I'm going to be really straight with you. Some people are saying we're all fucked. No, we're not. You and I are not, because you and I are awake. What I've been doing recently on this channel is giving you layers of understanding, of context, so you get it. Some of the subjects are quite dry, but when you get it, you get it. And the reason why you and I are not being bent over is because we remember who we are. We remember who we are. We know who we are. We remember who we are. And more importantly, we remember our history. We are not liable to repeat it. So whether you are or you aren't, and you have a family of people that aren't, wake them the fuck up. The truth is the truth. They can't handle it. They can't argue against it. Just give them the truth. Drop little truth bombs into their lives. And if they still don't recognize it, if they want to stay asleep and think that their government loves them, because remember, the government want to look after their kids. They're going to jibber-jabber look out at the kids. This is weak parenting. Grandparents, sadly, have no place. But we have raised a generation of weak parents, 2 generations of weak parents. They just want to give the kids everything that they didn't because they've got the money to give them the stuff. When actually, give your kids the truth. Give them an education. Give them the tools to thrive and survive what bullshit we're going through. So wake the fuck up and start realizing you are the carbon they want to get rid of. As Neil Cunningham is saying, thank you, Neil. Really appreciate your support, sir. Smash the likes. Just smash the likes because then the algorithm thinks, oh, hello, something important going on there. I think I'll send that out to all the other people. So we got close to 180 people and we haven't even got through 100 likes. So welcome to the Body of the Kirk. That's this evening's monologue. And I do hope it brought you some context. So tonight, welcome back to the Body of the Kirk. It's Sundays Live 262. This in essence is your Sunday gathering of truth, analysis, mischief, and a bit of magic. So tonight we're going to have it's a technical term that we use in radio, a shit ton of truth. We're going to analyze what's going on so that we can decode what's going on so you get truth, understanding, and context. A little bit of mischief, because you know I love a bit of mischief, and a bit of magic. We'll talk about a £20 million Christmas tree, a magnificent erection in Dubai, seemingly. Seen a few of those in my time. On the telly, obviously. But tonight we've got storms, budgets, chaos, feuds, and as I say, a Christmas tree that's worth more than a bloody train line. We can start with, I think this is, so fake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. This is a metaphor for society where it's all about the Benjamins. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Money talks. That's the only thing. That's the only language that most of these people on planet Earth want, as where I would rather be on the bones of my backside, impoverished, but know that I speak truth. I'm going to talk about relief versus rhetoric, this rail fare freeze. I mean, it's bringing positive headlines, but the underlying pressures, taxes, spending cuts are still in place. So Robert Reeves is saying, don't worry, I'm going to save you some money. We're not going to increase rail fares. And everybody north of Watford's going, what? What? I don't use the trains much. And then all the commuters down south are going, oh, I say, Robert Reeves, you're looking after the middle classes. No, she's not. She's going to bend you over. I've told you before. She's got a massive strap on. Come Wednesday, she's going to do you without lube. Promise you. I mean, this week's budget could define this country's direction for years and years and years. And I keep telling you, because nobody remembers this, because nobody's paying attention. I've told you about the Spanish Seville agreement, where Starmer I signed an agreement, because it's an international treaty, it's in law, so you can't change it, that the next government that's in power won't change anything that they've agreed to with Europe. So Wednesday, Robert Reeves, she'll be going, oh my word, because she talks like that. Honestly, when her bollocks drop, she talks like that. Oh my word, we've got a £50 billion black hole. Have we, Rolex? Starmer promised Ursula von der Leyen, bitch, £50 billion. There you go. There you go. And nobody remembers. It was only a bloody month or so ago. He promised her £50 billion. And how's he going to promise and give Ursula von der Leyen? I've had 7 kids. It'd be like the Mersey Tunnel. Chuck the chipolata up there. And he's given her £50 billion. Where from? His personal wealth. Don't be so fucking stupid. Your taxes, that's where they're going, because Europe has gone, oi, here, come here. Right, you. 2016, what was that all about? Tell your people in your country, we are in charge and we want 50 billion. And Sir Keir Starmer obviously has gone, well, Ursula, look, Keir, mate, we know what you get up to. So we'll just put it into the mainstream media for you so that you will lose your job. So either stay as Prime Minister and give us 50 billion, or we'll get you sacked, because the people will turn on you. Oh, by the way, the Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer, is just a fucking joke. Robert Reeves on Wednesday, who's she going to blame? Should we have a poll? Who's she going to blame? Brexit, the Tories, or bloody Father Christmas? She's going to blame somebody. Oh, that's the game. Yes, I want a couple of mil in my arse pocket. Do you wear trousers? She's going to blame somebody. Who's it going to be? Brexit? Oh, we have to give all this money to Europe. We have to give them billions and billions and billions of your money. You know, the money that you went out and earned, and the money that we could possibly give to the NHS. The NHS is on its knees. I've heard that about nurses. On its knees. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to give 50 billion to Europe. Oh, by the way, that's on top of the 3 billion a year for the next 100 years for Ukraine. Why would they want that money? They've got a peace agreement, haven't they? Going to talk about that tonight. But this credibility is under test. The Labour leadership, the Labour unity, the Labour trust, that's gone, eviscerated, gone, over. Foxtrot Oscar. They're all in play, and she's going to stand up on Wednesday and go, who are you going to blame? Ghostbusters! So we'll talk about rain, and we'll talk about, do you know it's only 4 Sundays before Christmas? Shut up, Adrian. Rev, how could you? Look, I'm a man of the cloth. I'm always touching cloth. Bloody hell, on a daily basis at my age. So, I've got all this work to do, all these sermons to do coming up to Christmas. And then Christmas Day, spectacles, testicles, wallet and watch, I've got the big lad coming down. I was born, it's me birthday. No, it's not. It's a pagan holiday. What? What do you mean? I'm Jesus the Christus, me. I'm Yahweh. I'm Jesus. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. I've had some of the Holy Spirit. Jesus, I couldn't walk for 3 days. Drink, you're wrongin'. But does God the Father say to God the Son, oi, Jesus, go and get daddy's slippers? Because the Christ's not the main man. It's got to be God the Father. Gave his only son. Just saying, because it's coming up with his birthday, seemingly. Well, a pagan holiday. So, shall we get in to a little bit of... this is why I love politics, because there is no loyalty whatsoever. None. So we're having the night of long knives, just it's taken a few weeks. I mean, it's not brand new, but in the last 24 hours, there is mounting concern that the internal cohesion within the ruling Labour Party, it's like a Roman consulate, in your front, I'm not even going to do it, in your back, That's London for you, knife crime. So seemingly the backbenchers, they're how can I put this delicately? A little uneasy about the budget on Wednesday because they all know what's in it. Because the Office of Budget Responsibility had to be told first 2 weeks ago before the budget. So now all the politicians, here. Have you seen what she's going to do? So the backbenchers who everybody knows Reform is going to be the next government, unless Farage fucks it up, of course. But there's Reform are going to be the next government. And the Labour backbenchers are like, oi, 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 oi. I'm making a few shekel, my mate. Blah, I just want to stay in power. And after I've had 3 terms, I then get my whatever rank I get to, whether it's Deputy Prime Minister or Prime Minister, I'll get that wage as my pension for the rest of my life. Do your own research. But, I mean, I would suggest to you that the backbenchers are not only squealing about the size of the budget, size queens, plenty of those in Portcullis House, the direction of the Labour government and the Labour Party, well, the direction is simply this. They're just spunking everything to Europe because Europe since 2016 have been whining and wailing like a stuck pig. Ursula von der Leyen, bitch, 7 kids. Oh, dear God, you know why she doesn't go out in the wind, don't you? Because her fanny starts clapping like that in a strong wind. Fucking 7 kids. And now the backbenchers... Sorry, I'm laughing at my own gags. So the backbenchers... I just come up with that one. I'll get done for it. So the backbenchers are not only... They're unhappy about budget and direction of travel of the Labour government, but also the leadership's handling. What of? The Fun Boy 3. Both hands, Keir. And then you've got the credibility of both Reeves and Keir Starmer. It's bang on the line, man. Everybody's seen through them. They're muppets. And a poor budget could damage their standing. They won't be able to get it up if it's that drastic. So I wonder if the backbenchers do revolt. Ew, they're revolting. What's going to happen? Are we going to have a leadership crisis? Are we going to have a policy U-turn? I mean, I do understand that Keir Starmer was asking everybody, a few people in Ozempic Palace, how do you make a U-turn? And I just sent him a letter saying, dear Keir, put a pair of wellies on and you'll make its eyes water. Loss of momentum? Loss of the government, if you ask me. And look, I mean, how much internal unity does a government need versus public support? I mean, which matters most? And you've got... So the reason why I wanted to talk about the Night of Long Knives, let's just have a look at what's going on. Now, you just think it's politicians making little speeches. You just think it's politicians just kind of going, oh, well, so Keir Starmer, I give him the full backing. Where's Streeting? It's like getting the nod and the vote of confidence from the chairman. Football manager, we've got full confidence. Well, sack that fecker tomorrow. And now you've got... politicians. So you've got it. So Keir Starmer, he's not going to last long. I would be surprised if he lasts before Christmas. But then again, it's only 4 weeks away. And then by the time they come back from their extended holiday of 6 months, you're kind of mid-January. And then Davos happens, and Starmer's going to go to Davos, and Rachel Reeves is going to go to Davos, where they're going to tell her, oi, Reeves, oi, 50 billion more. What do you mean? What do you mean? It was 22 billion at the start. Then you said it was another 50 billion. How much are you going to take out of my house? I know, Dean. I know. Maybe I should clip that and put it on TikTok. So you've got. Look, this is what's going on. This is the Roman consulate. Caesar is about to be stabbed because they don't give a flying about who leads them, so long as somebody kind of does, because the Labour Party, the Socialist Workers' Party, I mean, my hairy backside, they're never going to get into power ever again. And on Friday, was it Friday or Thursday, they were saying, Tories are only going to win 14 seats at the next general election. Look, people have had enough, man. We had enough of the lockdowns, 5 or 6 weeks to flatten the curve. We had enough of the lies. We've had enough of them absolutely shafting us left, right and centre. And that we've had enough of being told your kids now are going to, it's an experiment. It's the NHS. Don't worry, it's the NHS. We're going to start giving you kids beta blockers. Puberty blockers. So all these politicians are circling. The Labour government can't circle the wagons. Number 10 and the press corps, they're saying, no, don't do it. There'll be a general election. I mean, all the backbenchers are shitting themselves that they're going to end up on dole. So look at it this way. When you've got, is it Clive Lewis, the MP, who was on TV Wednesday or Thursday and said, oh yes, party before self. I will step aside for Andy Burnham to win my seat, because obviously it's a safe Labour seat. So Keir Starmer and his team are like, what's going on? Here, somebody go out and have a word with that Clive Lewis. Shut your fucking mouth up. Because they might talk all posh to the cameras, but I bet they're sweary Marys when they're in private. Fuck wang bollocks shite, I'm telling you. And you've got, have you noticed how thin Ed Millipede is looking? Is he on Ozempic? Because they're all on fatty jabs. I mean, he's a beanpole and he wants to lose. Okay, wait, it's either cancer or fat jabs, one of the two. I wish him a long life. I wish him good health before anybody questions it. But I saw him, I thought, bloody hell, your skin's a bit translucent. Are you a ghost? So you've got him popping his head above the parapet going, oh, I'll be Prime Minister, me. I've done all this stuff for climate change. Yeah, me, I'll be Prime Minister. And then you've got Andy Burnham, I'll be Prime Minister. And then you've got Angela Rayner, don't forget me. Shagga Rayner, don't forget me. It's called statutory rape in my house. Anybody having sex under 15 is called statutory rape. Do you understand that? Knocking kids out 15. Statutory rape. Was anybody prosecuted? And then you've got Robert Reeves. Oh, please, can I be PM? I'll give it a good go. My black box won't be so big. It'll only be a little hole. That's not what I've heard. 22 billion. Size queen. So the government, they've got all of these politicians circling. And I told you ages ago, where's Streeting and Yvette Cooper? Now, where's Yvette Cooper? I know, where's bloody Wally? I mean, never hear Keir. He's away more than she is. But she was 11-1, as was Wes Streeting. Why am I doing that? Those that know. So, Yvette Cooper, safe pair of hands. But Banana Mahmood, does she want to be Prime Minister? Don't be silly. Look, I can take the mickey out of politicians as much as I want because they've sought out their position. So you can virtually say anything within reason, of course. So, Banana in pyjamas. Banana Mahmood. Didn't see my lips move. The Labour Party want a female Prime Minister. That's what they want. For historical reasons and vanity, they want a female Prime Minister. But let me tell you something. They will never have the first ever female Prime Minister because that belongs to Thatcher. She knew what she was doing. These muppets couldn't organise a pee up in a brewery. Mind you, they'll probably turn around and say, oh, can we fucking champagne sippers. So just keep watching and ask yourself, why is David Miliband popping up on the telly? I thought he lived in New York. Oh, right, that was convenient. So you've got the two Milibands fighting. One Miliband, the taller of the two, he knifed his own brother to get the top job, and then he was shit at it. You've got Rayner and Reeves and Yvette Cooper and Banana Mahmood, and you've got all these people just vying to get to the top spot. because they know Starmer's finished, and that's why he had to come out, not out, and say, "I'm going to be the prime minister that leads Labour at the next general election." Mate, the whole country laughed in unison, and now he's come out today, not out, but he's come out today and said, "My kids laugh at me." I mean, how tone deaf is he? The whole country laughs at him. What a muppet! And don't trip over, because we look, I burst my incontinence pants laughing at the fool. Because you see, the people that put him in power, it wasn't him that got himself into power. He was chosen. He was chosen to be Prime Minister or leader of the Labour Party, the Parliamentary Labour Party, because those making the decisions way, way above him in the shadows thought, well, he's being head of the CBS. He's a sir. He must know what he's talking about. And what they didn't legislate for was how inept the man is, and how foolish the man is, and how big a liar the man is. So look at all these politicians, West Streeting, Robert Reeves, Ginger Growler, and Yvette Cooper. My prediction, just watch the blood up the walls. Metaphorical, political blood up the walls, of course, not a physical reality. But they're all at it, and they all want coverage. So that's also why you will see stories that will besmirch, stories that will not support. So like Ginger Growler, oh, I have £2,500 bid for in my flat. Robert Reeves, oh, I'm not very good at numbers. We know. And, well, David Miliband, I don't know what I'm doing in London. I bloody live in New York. The negative stories come out about the people they don't want as leader. So Ginger Growler gets her knees done. Wonder who did that. And then look, it's a nest of vipers. And they're all trying to attack each other and politically do their knees. I'm loving it. It's a fantastic time to be alive. Especially if you're fake Paul. Who? Fake Paul. Now, this boxing match, Fake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Have you seen how much Anthony Joshua can dig? I mean, look at what he did to Ngannou. Oi, 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 oi. Some of those punches knocked Ngannou into the middle of next week, and Fake Paul's like, you know, because he talks like that. He hasn't got an American accent. Comes from Sunderland. So everybody now is going to tune in. You know what they're going to tune in for? Oh, I want to see the pugilists go at each other. The sweet science. No, they want to watch Anthony Joshua batter the heck out of Fake Paul. That's what they're tuning in for. Me? It's a bad idea. Because Anthony Joshua could do this kid damage. I mean, I know the kid's going to make, so far he's probably made hundreds of millions. So it's all about the Benjamins. But Fake Paul's talking about getting knocked out. And he's like, let's see if I can get up after it. What? Any boxer of any repute and any skill level, and I've done a bit pugilism myself in my training, this is not something that you take lightly. And they want to set it up against Tyson Fury for a big... AJ wants Tyson Fury at Wembley. But now money's corrupted it. Money's corrupted the sweet science. People said that Anthony Joshua needed a tune-up fight ahead of Tyson Fury. Just get rid of the ring rust. But Netflix are paying big money. Big, 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 big money. They want to own sports. Because, I mean, how many films can you watch on Netflix? And how many really bad series can you watch on Netflix? I've only just finished watching Frankenstein. But Fake Paul's made hundreds of millions. And will make even more hundreds of millions before the adventure ends. Doesn't matter if he gets knocked out or not. He wants to be world champ. But just remember this. Can you remember the TV series Moonlight? Was it Moonlight or Moonlighting? With Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis. It was that sexual tension between Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis. Will they? Won't they? Are they getting together? It's that tension that everybody tuned in every week. And then once they did, that was it. The show was finished. So we wanted Mike Tyson to batter the hell out of fake Paul. And Tyson was just like, 20 million? Oh, thanks very much. I'll bite me glove instead. He could have damaged that boy, could have lifted his head off his shoulders. But Tyson didn't. He just took the money. Is AJ going to do 50 million pounds? 50 million for just getting in a ring with fake Paul. The thing is, for Anthony Joshua, if he doesn't knock him out, goes on with 50 large ones. If he does knock him out, he's got Tyson Fury and possibly similar or higher purse. Could be up to 100 million each for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. But just remember moonlighting. Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis. Everybody tuned in to see whether they would or they wouldn't. And when they did, get it together, show was finished. So shall we talk about Black Wednesday? Black Hole? Black Hole Wednesday. So what I've decided to do today is I've gone through all my trousers and I've cut holes in my trouser pockets. Why? Because when she puts her hands in them to rob me senseless, she'll get a big shock. Mind you, she'll probably get a bigger shock than me. So what's new? I'm going to give you the details, so you can work it all out. So long as you smash the likes and get me over 100 likes. Thank you. So the build-up for what they're calling the Autumn Budget 2025, it's Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Some people are suggesting it's a make or break moment for the government. Now, I've already told you there's internal pressures. Everybody wants Starmer's job, but it's not Starmer that's standing up with the budget. It's Robert Reeves. There's this internal squabbling going on in the Labour Party and policy uncertainty because nobody knows what they're doing. They're inept. That's what I'm saying to you. The people in the shadows knew that he was from the CBS and a barrister, so he was good at convincing judges. So he seemingly was going to be good at convincing me and you. They just didn't realise how inept he was going to be. I mean, how inept is he at the dispatch box? Have you not noticed that every time he's got a point to make, he'll grab his papers and then he'll kind of do this. It's like a showbiz thing. And he and then he gives kind of the final tagline to what he's been presenting. And I'm thinking, what the holy Jesus is that man doing? He's inept. Prime Minister flip-flop. Just don't talk about the Charlie and the train. Now, Robert Reeves has publicly pledged to get a grip of the cost of living. I don't think that woman's had a grip of anything for an awful long time. Two hands, Rachel. And she's saying, well, and admitted that the economy, well, feels stuck. She's in charge of it. And she's telling us that it feels stuck. Should have used lube, Rachel. And I would suggest that the public's trust in the government's economic management is weak. The polls, recent polls have shown that the majority of people say the economy is in poor shape. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, are people dim? What are they doing? If it's in poor shape, and everybody in the polls is saying, oh, well, the government's not handling it very well, are they? I mean, is anybody asking themselves this question? I'm sure you lie awake at night thinking, is Labour still the safest pair of hands? And are they the safe pair of hands that the public was promised? Or is this budget the moment the sheen cracks? I will tell you categorically that the Labour Party is shitting themselves because they know what's coming. They are going to be eviscerated. The Tories are finished. Look, I told you this months and months and months, 6 months ago, a year ago. The Tories are no more. That's why I call her Kemi not good enough. And the Labour government, they're never going to get back into power because they've spunked it. Technical term, up the walls. So what happens if the budget is messy or unpopular? You what? So they've shagged the pensioners, they've shagged the disabled, they've shagged the poor, they've only got the middle classes to go for because the people that can afford it and have got the money to do it have fecked off. They've legged it. Now you're probably thinking, can the government recover? No. Is it all downhill from here? Abso-bloody-lutely. You bet your sweet Bippy. So is this the moment that the Labour Party dies? Wednesday. How are they going to get the people back on board? How are they going to give Ursula von der Leyen, flappy thingy, 7 kids, chipolata, Mersey Tunnel? Or be like using the Eurostar in the Euro Tunnel, except you can fit 5 of them in. So is this the moment that the Labour Party dies? Is it going to be strategy versus reaction? How will the Labour government choose? Calm versus panic? The people are going to turn on them. And the middle classes, bloody hell, all fur coat and no knickers, they're all going to turn around and go, oh, I say, Charles, the government have just fucked us. Take a look at welfare reform, because you know that's coming on Wednesday, don't you? You do know that Robert Reeves is going to shag as many people as she can. Who does she think she is? Bonnie Blue? Bonnie Black. So the word is that Reeves is signalling more welfare reform, and cuts are, and I quote, on the table as part of the budget on Wednesday. They did try to save $5 billion before, and it failed. So subjects, I don't know how this will save money, but the 2-child benefit cap. So there are certain communities that are just knocking kids out like falling over. It's shelling peas. And what are they doing? They're knocking 6 or 7 kids out. There's Ursula von der Leyen, bitch. She'll be first in the queue. I've got 7 kids, mate. Give me the benefits. Here's 50 billion. Oh, lovely. Thank you. The 2-child benefit cap. On Wednesday, that's a vote winner for certain communities. You know why they're doing that. Pension schemes. Oh, bend over. We'll do the pensioners again. They're going to freeze the tax threshold, are they? Bollocks. And what about the salary sacrifice changes for your pension? They might start taxing that. It's because they're not taxing people. They're not changing things on Wednesday to benefit the country. They are changing things to benefit the politicians who are grifting the millions from the NGOs that are sending the money back into this country. And the £50 billion that Europe wants from Starmer so that they don't release what Starmer's been up to. No, I'm not going to hint. So if welfare reform is coming to this country on Wednesday, how will the government defend it politically and morally? They haven't got any bloody morals. Like alley cats. Except it's portcullis house. Order a rent boy like a pizza. So I wonder, will pensioners, families, or younger workers bear the brunt? But I'm going to ask you a question now, because it's about time you did some voting. And smash the likes you're on. Please. I'm being polite, which is highly unusual for me. I see you says, they know something they're not telling. I agree. A crippling budget before Christmas. Marvellous. Thank you, Mr. Scrooge, or Mrs. Scrooge. Oh, brilliant. Gribbo. Care Home Kia. Yeah. Mind you, during the lockdown. I mean, I still can't. I can't bring myself to countenance what they did to the elderly in the care homes during lockdown. Hancock, what a fucking evil ass that man is. I can't bring myself, because it's our relatives. You know, they were in care homes. We as a society, we were doing our best by our elderly, and they couldn't even hold hands with relatives before they died. Evil, evil bastards. And this is not a political party that did this. This is the political classes, the parasitical classes that just were laughing at we breeders. They were laughing at us. And our elders, our wise elders, who may have fought in the Second World War to give this green and pleasant land some freedom, they told us we couldn't be with them. And I've seen videos of some people, some of the elderly, man, they were just so distraught. They couldn't, relatives were speaking to them through a window. How callous are we as a society? Forget these politicians. Look, the politicians were rogering each other senseless. Some of them were travelling from London to Glasgow and testing positive for COVID, spreading that fucking everywhere. And they were having beer. Even a Muslim was drinking alcohol. Rich boy, cockeyed, drinking alcohol. How does that work then? All of them. Ed Davey, Bojo the Clown, Sunak, even Starmer, all having beers with seemingly their work colleagues. It was a work do. And yet our elderly relatives had to die in care homes. Fucking hell, man. That's evil and callous. And these people have to pay. They have to. The Tory party is done, finished, over. There might be a mass exodus over to Reform. And Labour will go, oh, they're all failed Tories in Reform. Just to deflect from what Labour are doing to the elderly and the pensioners and the kids. Jibber jabber. I mean, aren't you getting this yet? So I'm going to ask you a really simple question. Are you worried about the budget on Wednesday? 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for I don't know. Are you worried about the budget on Wednesday? 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for I don't know. Interesting. A lot of ones. Neil Cunningham, Kaz, Lewis, Amalia, Pauline, Comic Mania, Karina, Lionel. Wow. Catwoman Jones, Lauren Taylor, Stuart. Napoleon blown apart. That's because he's in America. That's wrong. I think there's only Napoleon. Sandra Blade, she said no. But everybody, Matthew Whedon, fair point. 1, isn't everyone? Napoleon blown apart for family, 1. Des Ashton says it's going to be dreadful. They are planning many, 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 many months ahead. And now you will know after Wednesday. Thank you to everyone that voted. It looked like it was 99%. Yes, everyone's worried about it. But now you'll know why Robert Reeves was crying in Parliament. Because she'd had her orders. I told you before that she was in Davos, Switzerland, January, for the whole of the World Economic Forum week. Some people were reporting, oh, she had a begging bowl. No, she didn't. She was taking her orders. That's why she was there all week, as was the Chinese Communist Party. What's the Chinese Communist Party doing in Europe? Why are the World Economic Forum? Isn't anybody asking that ever? I might give you the answer over the next few weeks, or certainly when we get to Davos, January next year. Interesting take from Terry. Nope, I know the Labour Party will always fuck us around, so why worry? Yeah, don't worry. Be happy. Bobby McFerrin. Could have slapped him as well. But what happens will happen. No point worrying about it. That's exactly the same from Sandra. But it's so they're telling us, like, ukulele playing arsehole, Ed Millipede. I'm leaning on me windy propeller thingy in the middle of the week, watching all the photographers go by. Ed Millipede and his windmills. Do you know that those windmills cost more energy and carbon and everything to actually make them than the energy that they produce? It costs more than the energy that they produce. And then we hear Robber Reeves, and this is the distraction today. Oh, I'm going to freeze rail fares for the first time in 30 years. Freeze them? I bet it's the wrong type of snow on the bloody tracks. Now, politically, this fare freeze, I believe, is Labour saying, we are listening, we are acting. But under the surface, the reality is very different. It's perception versus reality. The reality is it's a nervous attempt to win breathing room before the budget. So today, Robert Reeves has said that regulated rail fares, that's season tickets, peak returns, off-peak returns between major cities, will be frozen in the upcoming budget. And everybody around the land said, oh, really? That's wonderful. It's the first such rail fare freeze, blimey, that was difficult and I'm sober, in 30 years. So the measure, I believe, is pitched as delivering relief to commuters amid a cost of living crisis. Your commute, your budget, oy vey, your life. So I'm going to ask you another question, because you've had it easy so far tonight, and this is a live, and I want you to interact with me a little. So, rail fare freeze. Is this genuine help? 1, or a political distraction? 2, and you can have I don't know, just in case you're not quite with it tonight. So is this a genuine help? 1, or is it a political distraction? 2. Interesting. Amalia's unsure. That's understandable, but everybody, rail fares should drop to help. Agreed, Napoleon blown apart. But it's interesting, and everybody's saying 2. Good to see a lot of new people in the chat this evening. So welcome to the body of the Kirk. But we're not really. It's only okay. Thank you for everyone's votes. It literally again is 99% no. It's a political distraction. But I will say this: if the middle classes are going to be bent over, some of them with a pampas grass outside their house will love it. If you know, you know. Swingers put pampas grass outside their front door to tell everybody that they're swingers. So if they've got, the pampas grass brigade are going, oh, I say, well, at least the commute's not going to be more expensive. What God give with one hand, Robert Reeves takes with the other, especially if she's got her hands in your trouser pockets. Shall we talk about the Orange Man for a moment? Tonight's top global story, Donald Trump publicly says Ukraine's leaders have shown zero gratitude for the new peace plan. It's all right, he's got that from Melania. She's influencing his accent. Even as the deadliest civilian strike of the year hit Ternopil, diplomacy on one hand, devastation on the other, says Donald Trump. It looks like, and I'm going to do a deeper dive tomorrow It's a 28-point plan, which we can't go into this evening because it would take me all night. But I am going to do a deeper dive tomorrow before we get to tomorrow night's live. The plan, in my view, would force Ukraine to permanently surrender the Donbass region, potentially more territory in the south, renounce joining NATO forever, and slash its army by a third, and drop any war crime prosecutions of Russian leaders. Now, Ukraine is calling these the red lines. And you have to listen to what I'm telling you now. Why am I saying that? Being so direct to you? Because if you tolerate this, your children will be next. And the politicians don't care about you or your kids or your grandkids. You'll do as you're fucking told, and they'll send you into the meat grinder, or your kids or your grandkids. Now, this peace plan, Russia loves it. And the peace plan. It matches their core war aims. Trump, he wants a quick, I ended the war moment. A bit like, the Gaza Strip. I'm the peace president. I want to go down. I want me head on Mount Rushmore. So Ukraine, red lines. Russia, love it. Trump, I ended the war moment. And Europe, what the fuck are they doing? It's got absolutely sod all to do with Europe. Ursula's back in the front of the camera. Hello, my name's Ursula. Yeah, 7 kids, and it's still... Well, all right, I'll bend over. It's tighter. So Europe is deeply, seemingly, I'll use the word, quote, uneasy. They're fearing and I quote, a bad peace that triggers the next war. Hang on a second. Trump's not talking about a war. He's not talking about the next one either. So let me break this down for you. I'll break it down. Ukraine. So for Kiev, it's not Kyiv, it's Kiev. It's always been chicken Kiev. It's not chicken Kyiv before anybody starts. So for Kiev, accepting this would be political suicide. Sniffy doesn't want the war to stop because there's elements of his own army that want him dead, let alone on marching powder. But for Ukraine and Sniffy, it would betray their own peace formula. They're dead, but more importantly, their constitution. So Ukraine's strategy right now is to attend the talks, stay diplomatic, but refuse the bigger concessions. Russia, well, for Moscow, this plan is almost perfect. Territory locked in, NATO blocked, no war crimes processes, sanctions, relief down the line. And I'm sure that Russia will happily negotiate tiny details, but they already have what they want on the page. But America, here's the rub. In Washington, Trump wants a fast, dramatic win that he can sell domestically, because they're already making a shit ton of money out of the arms and armaments, the deep state, military-industrial complex making billions. Mind you, 100 billion went into Joe Biden's trouser pocket. I bet it's covered in brown stuff now because he's always shitting himself. So that's why Trump is always publicly attacking Ukraine's leadership for showing zero gratitude. But the plan's origins, part Kremlin, part Trump envoy, are causing explosions amongst allies. So here are the actual paths on the table. You ready? 1. Ukraine rejects the peace plan outright, stays principled, but risks a clash with Trump. 2. Ukraine stalls and reshapes the peace plan, accepts talks, rewrites the plan into something closer to the Ukraine peace formula. 3. Russia keeps fighting whilst negotiating and uses Western divisions to push for more. 4. Trump revises the plan under pressure, rebrands it as a joint Western proposal instead of a Kremlin-flavoured document. So what are going to be the outcomes? I've given you the 4 options, the 4 roadmaps, if you will. What are going to be the outcome? The plan will not be accepted as written, so there's more negotiation. It will become a starting point, not a final deal. Talks will continue, but fighting will continue. And if the talks continue and the fighting continues, Europe's alternative proposals will gain more weight. So Trump wants I'm the peace president. Russia's happy with what's been put on the table, and Ukraine not. And Europe, what the get Europe involved for? So that could I was thinking about asking more questions, but I think I'll leave it for tomorrow night. As a very wise old ninja once told me, when the battlefield is chaotic, the warrior's greatest weapon is clarity. But clarity doesn't come from blame. And as I've already said to you tonight, do not send your sons to finish what politicians start. Ursula von der Leyen, but she thinks she's a world leader. Hold me beer while I tried to stop myself laughing. Central role for the EU in future peace. It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the bloody money. Ukraine is the biggest laundromat. It's laundering huge swathes of money coming from Europe and America and all around the world because they're looking at laundering the money through Ukraine. And don't talk to me about the biolabs in Ukraine. Don't tell me. If you want to know, do your research. Find out about what they're doing with babies in Ukraine. That's all I'm going to say to you. And there's a story that may make the papers tomorrow. And this is why the UK government are trying to stay Ukraine friendly. The UK government this afternoon announced a strategy to develop critical minerals within the UK and reduce reliance on foreign supply chains, especially China. Now, this has a clear link to the shift towards EVs, electric vehicles, green energy, bloody hell, we're back to Ed Millipede, and national security of supply chains. But they're not telling us what the critical minerals are. And why does China's dominance matter for the UK's future? So I'm just putting that on your radar. BD Cool. Wise man always says, forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Brilliant. Wise man says, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Not BD Cool, obviously. Sunderland. So on the one hand, you've got Rachel Reeves freezing the rail fares, and on the other, Eurotunnel's UK arm, that's this side of the wash, it's operating via France's Getlink. So you've got to always see who's making the money and from what, and invariably it's a foreign entity. So Eurotunnel's UK arm has suspended around £15 million of planned UK rail investments. Seemingly, it's been triggered by proposed business rate increases of up to 200%. Oh, was that coming on Wednesday? So the company, this is via the Times, the company warns that the cost increases, that's marginal tax rates on new investments reaching 75%. Marginal tax rates, 75%. The Times is saying that the Eurotunnels UK arm is saying that it makes new investment unviable. So on the one hand, freezing rail tickets. On the other hand, pulling investment because the taxes are too high. There's a lot of quickies I want to do before we there were some quickies that I wanted to get into. Now we're 4 Sundays away from Christmas, and seemingly there's been a whole kickoff across Europe about Black Friday luggage frenzy. So several major European airports have seen long queues, system outages, and missing baggage as discounted flights triggered a surge in travellers. Oh, I say. Ryanair has reported higher than expected volumes. I would suggest that's corporate speak for mayhem. There's another. So keep watching out for that, because they don't want you flying anywhere. Don't want you enjoying yourself. Behave. Are you stupid or something? They're in private jets. They don't care. Ryanair, mayhem. But you know how people have been talking about, so let's get away from that, the AI thing. This AI thing. We're now entering into a surreal modern world, because seemingly, and I don't really get this, but the youngsters, the kiddywinks, they're now getting into AI partners. How does that work? Seemingly, it's the snowball in hell is rolling through social media and saying that partners, like female partners, are discovering that their boyfriend or whichever partner, they're creating AI digital clones. So just for argument's sake, because I'm not going to go anywhere near Ariana Grande, Demi-second, Curious, I have no clue. I'll tell you about that in a second. But say boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Fall in love, have a relationship. Boy still hankering after the ex. So now they are making digital clones of their ex to chat with. What? So the tech behind it comes from apps driven by models similar to ChatGPT, but trained for companionship. I mean, would your partner be upset if you created an AI of your ex? Some people are saying, oh, it's harmless fantasy, Adrian. Emotional cheating, anyone? I mean, I'm literally, when I'm doing my research and finding stories to engage you and entertain you with, sometimes my gob is open for hours on end afterwards thinking, what the bloody hell? Are these kids mad? So now they're so enamored with their phone, they don't interact with human beings anymore. No wonder they're in darkened rooms anxious. Bloody hell, man. And talking of AI, do you want to know how Big Brother has gone shopping? Genuinely. What we have is a load of shoppers are now refusing to use self-checkouts, because these checkouts have got new security cameras, remember facial recognition, security cameras and voice prompts have been installed. Tesco is seemingly facing a backlash after trialling AI-based behavior tracking. Well, maybe they shouldn't let the kids that have got partners in AI actually go shopping. But I mean, I thought to myself, hang on a second, I don't need a bloody machine telling me I've got an unexpected item in the bagging area. Thank you very much. I know my own shopping. But now they've turned the self-checkout into airport security. So I'm going to ask you a very quick question. Do you avoid self-checkouts? 1, yes. 2, no. 3, oh yeah, man, Adrian, I don't bloody care. Do you avoid self-checkouts? Interesting. Almost 50-50. Barry White, Comic Mania, Albert Met, King, or BD Cool saying yes, and then Robert Norman, Mad Matt, Ray Norton, Fatal Racing Driver saying no. I mean, can you imagine if because didn't Amazon have these shops down south somewhere? Didn't they have these shops where you could walk in, just pick stuff up, and it automatically recognised what you'd walked out with and then billed you later? And now that they've got AI, facial recognition in self-checkout, I mean, what the bloody hell? Put that down. You're under 18. So, to wrap things up for tonight, because remember, we are doing another live Monday night, 7:15 Parish Notes, 7:30 the start. And please, if you can smash the likes, get us somewhere near 200, because we've got 175 people watching this, which is fantastic. What would you say is the most expensive erection you've ever seen? There's a luxury hotel in Dubai. It's called the Emirates Palace. And it's got this erection up in its reception, I presume. It's unveiled a Christmas tree decorated with jewels, watches, high-end ornaments, and seemingly the estimated value is tens of millions. I mean, a tree that's worth more than the UK's entire rail fare freeze. Meanwhile, back in Britain, Aldi's $29.99 tree is sold out. Thank you, Stuart. As always, thank you for your support, sir. I mean, would you ever trust a Christmas tree worth 20 million? Maybe this is just a boy from Sunderland and a cynical old tart, but when will the thieving start? I mean, imagine putting an erection up in your reception worth 20 million. You know, people are going to be eyeing it going, holy Jesus, look at the watches on there. Look, if they can get into the bloody Louvre. So I'm, just to kind of round things off, I'm putting I'm putting the smart money on Rachel Reeves standing up going, right, and all the way through a budget, Brexit's still harming the economy. And pointing a finger at Brexit. That was 2016. That's nearly 10 years ago. Oh, economic stagnation, Brexit. I mean, I want to see what she's got to say. And I'm doing it because I'm not a pervert or anything. And I'm not into self-flagellation. Mind you, somebody did say to me, what does bestiality, necrophilia, and BDSM in common? I said, it's probably like flogging a dead horse. And people will say, Brexit needs to be renegotiated. No, we're going to do 50 billion to Ursula von der Leyen and her cohorts. They want us back in Europe. 17 million people voted for Brexit. And since 2016, including the bloody BBC, they've whined and whined and whined about it. So if they give Ursula von der Leyen, 50 billion, and then Europe starts giving us money and building infrastructure, people will go, we should have stayed with Europe. Definitely. Should we have another Brexit, Paul? No. It's called democracy. You get one go, and it was 17 million, and we voted to get out. Even Pigfucker. I mean, he couldn't believe that we voted to get out because everybody thought, no. People will vote to stay in. No, we didn't because we knew what was going on. It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the money. Giving us infrastructure. Try saying that to the Irish. Why is it the tiger economy? I was in Dublin one year. God, blimey, it was fantastic. Dublin was boisterous and happy, and the tiger economy was just going mad. And then Europe said, because then Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, voted to leave Europe, and Europe turned around and went, "What are you doing? No, go back to the polls and then vote again until you vote yes, and then that will stand." And that's what happened. Ireland had to go back to the polls. Not as in the Polish. So I think that's enough for this evening. I think that's more than enough view from the pulpit, truth from the pulpit. And was there anything else I was going to say? If I've not had a chance to get anything done tonight, we will continue. We'll go again Monday night, 7:15 for Parish Notes and my interaction with you. And Amalia Grassi says Dublin unrecognisable now. I'm sure. I love Dublin. I mean, oh God, I love the Guinness in Dublin. My head dojo for ninjutsu, the BBD, Bajinkan Brian Dojo, is headed in Dublin. Oh, it's just a fantastic place. Love it, love it, love it. And the accent. Oi, 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 oi. So just remember, whatever you do, wherever you go, be well, be safe. Don't forget the emergency Battenberg. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all, your indulgence. My name's Adrian Allen, and that was my sermon from the pulpit of truth. We go again. More truth, more insight, more context from 7:30 Monday evening. And remember, these lives, it's not a show. It's a mission. And we go again Monday night. Look after yourself. See you tomorrow.